Hi everybody, this is Bob Iacchino along with Mike Arnold from Path Trading Partners. Just wanted to do a quick update on our Friday week in review, next week in preview FX segment. We had a big move in the pound that we wanted to talk about. We had some comments from British Prime Minister Theresa May in a speech where she really came out very strongly against any sort of half in, half out, to use her words, deal with the EU. She said she wants a deal with the European Union that is an independent global Britain making a trade deal with their EU allies. But she said no deal with the EU is better than a bad deal. So she came out very strongly. She was accused as taking Trump's lead in some of these sort of protectionist type talk. Speaking of Trump, in reference to that, she said that the British borders were the most important thing. But in reference to Trump, he also talked about a strong dollar could be a problem. And he talked about not liking the Republicans' version of the border adjustment tax. And then New York Fed President William Dudley talked about the strong dollar kind of snuffing out some of the global growth we've seen. So I'm going to turn it over to Mike to tell you what has gone on the charts in the way that he sees it.
Okay, everybody. Last week we talked about if we got below this blue significant level, about the 121.60 level, expect lower prices. We gapped down. We called out a couple other levels. We gapped down just below our 120.23 level. And then we filled the gap over the next couple days. Now today's this very large green bar that Bob was talking about, up like over 2.5%. We talked also on a weekly basis about a possible trend line entry to an early potential double bottom. I'm just going to draw in a couple other trend lines that could provide some resistance here. The key level we're going to be watching both on a daily and a weekly is really a close above. If you're a short-term trader, you can watch for a move above this about 124.18 or 124.20 level. If, and take advantage of some moves there. You might also find some key resistance here. We traveled down. This almost looks like a pretty significant level right around here. So you might see some rallies up and then some potential resistance trades or really quick short trades against this for a scalping basis. Nothing we'd take on a longer term basis. For a longer term basis, a close above this key point, the 120, let's just call it 124.20 point, will trigger possible moves up, and I'll highlight the next level. We'd be watching for a confluence here of this horizontal line I've drawn in with this trend line, some target in there, and then above that level, we're looking at targeting up around this other significant level, the 127.28, but we have to get through this key resistance and this trend line first. Let's take a look back at the weekly chart. We're still going to be watching for a close beyond this trend line. Could be an early entry move. Now, this is a longer term trade. You have to keep a stop way down here below these lows, and then your eventual target's going to be up around this 127.28, and that might take, this is on a weekly time frame, could take longer than a week to play out. You're also going against a declining rotation zone, so an intermediate target to possibly move stops is when we get at or near this declining 21 period exponential moving average. So that's pretty much the summary. It won't be a confirmed potential double bottom until we trade above the peak, but there are potential trades to take along the way, both on a daily, a weekly, and a scalping time frame. Just to reiterate, scalping time frame, watch for possible resistance around this level up here, and then if you get through there, we might rally beyond there, retest this level, and then continue to rally up higher. You could take advantage of that on a short-term basis. That's all I have for now. I'll turn it back over to Bob real quick, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Keep in mind on the longer term trades, as Mike said, if I go back to the weekly real quick, if you were to be looking at this type of a trade, you do have resistance levels here. You have the resistance of the R zone. If you don't know what the R zone is, you can go to our website and learn it if you choose to. But the rotation zone will cause some pressure down, but it will take time and it will most likely reach the defining point of this trend line if we get that strength. So again, Theresa May's comments, not necessarily inherently bullish for the pound, but the dollar index down close to 1% as well on Trump and Dudley's comments. So cheers, everybody. We'll talk to you guys soon.